Hi, and welcome to Market Insights for August of 2026. Let's get started. From a news standpoint, we have several updates this month. First, coming from NAR, the National Association of Realtors. And they talk about things that are current, and this is as of August of this year. The concept of walkability is a winning combination for home builders and places to be living. That pending sales are slipping a little bit, 0.3% year over year. Foreign buyers are cooling a bit. And for the balance of the year, what he's seeing in the second half of the year is a little bit of modest growth, but home prices rising, and that's due to wealth gains by consumers. Next up, market instability putting a damper on sales. There's some uncertainty happening out there. There's another impact of oil prices. The T-bonds, mortgage rates are closer to 7 than they are to 5 at this exact moment. Home markets for the summer are slumber intensifies as the rates rise. And the interest rates are definitely having a slight impact on our market. Here locally in Arizona, we're seeing an increase in cash buyers only. And new home sales are slowing due to the cost environment. Coming from Real Estate News, Stefan Swanepoel's company, the demographic is shifting based on home prices and supply, and that the baby boomers, the silver tsunami of population is happening. Just over 4 million people a year are turning 65. That's a little over 11,000 per day is happening. And as they look to retire, they're looking at walkability, they're looking at lifestyle, fit, finish, and that's having an impact on demographics. Purchasing power is up. Home insurance is having an impact in terms of the cost of that is sometimes becoming difficult, especially in Florida. Foreclosures as a whole are on the rise, about 16%. Please know that foreclosures started with a very low number to begin with. So when you see them rise to 16%, that's off a baseline of a very low number. But it is happening. When we're looking at conversation coming from John Burns and John Burns Real Estate Consulting, the language of real estate is changing a little bit. And the concept of this is your dream home, we're not using that language as effectively as we are today. Phrases like homes built for real life is being used by Taylor Morrison. Shea Homes is using the phrase real life home. They're talking about having a connection with people. Next key piece is construction quality, that people look at about 44% of the consumers feel that their home is well built, and that really isn't changing. When it comes to real estate and people being effective, what they're looking for is show me proof that you are effective, not promises of what you can do, but demonstrate that in your past behavior. And when we're looking at buying and selling a home, talk a lot about the lifestyle, what you're going to be experiencing once you're in that address. Next up, from the Arizona Commerce Authority, a couple key pieces coming up here. We had a net job rate increase of 29,000 new jobs come into Arizona, but we had a record-breaking economic development. In fact, north of $109 billion came in, setting a new state record. And Arizona is becoming a long-term home for Semicon West. With our chip manufacturing, et cetera, that's happening, we are becoming more and more as centers of excellence as a state. And finally, from the Arizona Commerce Authority, the U of A Tucson has identified a record-setting launch of 372 new inventions, and that's a 15% increase, and 96 new patents with 11 new startups happening coming out of the U of A Tucson, which is a record-setting year. From a new book, and an author, Christopher Kerr, he's an MD, PhD, he's talking about life and end of life. He's worked in a hospice for a long time, and he looks at a couple key concepts. One, he looks at to love and to be loved, to be nurtured and feel connected, to be remembered and forgiven, that they provide community between and across lives. And he's talking about the end of life state here. And then based on this observation of thousands and thousands of people that he's witnessed in a hospice setting, he says it's obvious that forgiveness and love count the most, and that normally comes from family. And family is coming back to that life experience you have in the home that you currently live in or raise your children in. Moving forward, Looking at some numbers, please note the green arrows bottom right corner. Pending total sold in Maricopa County. When you look at June going into the month of July, you see that trending down. Ladies and gentlemen, that's seasonality at its finest. We're not surprised by that. We just enjoyed a lot of last vacations and summer getaway out of the heat in Arizona. A lot of schools have started this week for the next school year. As we move into some numbers, and we look at overall between all of Maricopa County and Pinal County combined, in the orange circle, middle circle on the left, our overall cost per square foot is down 0.8%. And when you aggregate those two counties together, new list price 606, average sale price 604. Statistics don't lie, and liars use statistics. That's a conglomeration of our 41 primary and secondary cities in the $600,000 range. As we divide Maricopa County and Pinal County, Maricopa County is down about 1.4%. Pinal County is down 0.1% in terms of home price average. And right now, the median in Maricopa County is $257.91 per square foot, while Pinal County is just over $201.42 per square foot. Let's look into some hardier numbers. In Maricopa County, new list price 636, average sale price 632. Those are both down about 4% in terms of the dollar amount, while at the same time, Pinal County is at 433 new list price. That's only down 0.5%, and the average sale price is up 6% at 415,495. Drilling into some deeper numbers here, new listings, average listing, new contract, and new home build. Compared to where we were a year ago, new listings are up about 4.5%. Active listings are up 0.17%, and under contract are up 3.4% from where we were a year ago. And currently, new builds are running an average of 10%. In the bottom green graph, I have a green arrow there. Please note the trending of the average price per square foot and mean sale price per square foot been trending down, as we have also trended down the last 5 months in total units sold per month. That's the green bar. When we look at under contract, we're holding pretty steady around $290 a square foot when it comes to the average price per square foot. And the median price per square foot is around $250. When we look at sold, there was a slight dip for the month of July, and that's closer to the $275 amount, and median sale price right around $250 a square foot. That's for all of Maricopa County. Looking at some trends, and I've got two green arrows on each of the next several slides. I'm trying to point out where we were July, August a year ago, and where we are this month compared to a year back. And just please know we're about even when it comes to the total number of new listings. We're slightly up in the new listings coming on board. When we look at under contract, we're slightly above just by a few hundred doors. When we look at closed units, we had a greater July than we did a year ago by about 400 doors total. And then when we look at canceled, ladies and gentlemen, there is a difference. Our number of canceled in February of this year really bottomed out at about 1,300 doors. That has climbed up to around 1,900 doors this past month, and that's a reverse of where we were this time a year ago. We're on the climb of number of canceled listings in our marketplace. When we look at just Maricopa County, we have a month supply, 3.4 months of supply, with an absorption rate of 28.88% happening now. Then I just pointed out just a handful of communities, because there is a master story happening here. While we're down just under 1% all in Maricopa County overall, there is some brighter news. In the community of Apache Junction, they're up 17% from where they were a year ago. When we jump to Cave Creek, they're up 7.6%. I personally feel they're getting some benefit of the construction with the chip manufacturing happening on the west side, that there is a straight commute from Cave Creek over to the west side in terms of housing and living capabilities there. Paradise Valley's just done phenomenal. It's up 23% from where it was this time a year ago, average cost per square foot at $824.45 a square foot. Rio Verde one of the biggest downturns in all the communities, down 9.7%. Boy, I don't know if that's a little bit about water, a concern about water in Rio Verde. And finally, Scottsdale, a couple more slides and we'll wrap up here. Scottsdale's up 4.6% overall for both single family and condo, but there is a little bit different story here. As we drill into single family only, single family new list price is down about 6%. Average sale price is up just under 1%. But there is a change in the condo townhome market in Scottsdale. New list price is down just under 8%, 7.93%. And average sale price compared to where we were a month ago, 11.18% of townhomes and condos overall in all of Scottsdale. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope this information is helpful and we want you to go out there and have an impactful moment. If Eliza or myself can be of service, please call on us. We welcome the opportunity. Have a great day.